Continuing on the topic of drought and whether it may actually slow down the growth of weeds in your wheat fields. Here's SUNUP's Curtis Hare and Dr. Misha Manuchehri.
It's hard to believe it's already that time of year to start talking about weeds. So Misha, this year, some producers did get some wheat in the ground. So what is the situation looking like for weeds this year?
Yeah, so we're dry and we're warm. Unusually for this time of year. You can see here in a lot of our fields, we still have our summer annuals that are up. So many of those are finishing their life cycle, don't need to worry about too much about in-season competition. You'll see some of our pigweeds, there's nut sedges out, but we're gonna start to switch gears soon. And as those plants senesce, we'll see our winter annuals emerge. And in season, those are gonna be the most critical.
So it's been really dry, as you mentioned. Everybody knows it's really hot and a lot of moisture. How does that impact, we know how that impacts wheat, but how does that impact weeds? Is that gonna keep weed pressure low?
Yeah, so, weeds do need those resources to germinate. It could delay some of our flushes, but we can't get too excited and think that they're not gonna come. They're gonna come. We might see more than one flush, or maybe the emergence patterns that we're used to, just a smaller percentage of that population coming up. So our weeds are still gonna be around, might see some delays in those typical timings that we're used to.
So if we do get a rain, how does that, work with the herbicide and just the weeds in general?
Yeah, so when we have some moisture, we should anticipate, and as we cool down, some of those flushes to kind of start to take off. We have one herbicide timing in Oklahoma that is really important if you battle Italian ryegrass, which much of the state does. And that's a timing that we call delayed pre-emergence, where we put out, we have a few herbicide options, but it goes out about 7 to 10 days after planting, right when we have wheat emergence. So if you have Italian ryegrass and you are planting wheat, that's likely the timing that you're gonna be making an application, and we do need a rain to incorporate that herbicide.
For those grain-only producers who haven't planted yet, is it still a good idea to just go ahead and plant, or is that ryegrass have another cycle that goes through?
Yeah, so if you are in that boat where you only have the delayed pre-timing, you don't see rain in your forecast, you're wondering if you should make the investment, I think much of our data shows that it is worth it. We know that Italian ryegrass will flush again in the spring, and the great thing about those herbicides is they're very long-lived in the soil, so we have an opportunity to get them incorporated for that second flush.
And I guess on the kind of flip side of that coin, if we do get a lot of rain, hopefully, how does that impact the situation?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. Those specific herbicides are relatively stable in our soil profile. And so we want to get them incorporated, but compared to other chemistries, we don't have to worry too much about getting them to depths where they're not going to be effective.
And, as always, producers, if they have questions, they can go to their local extension office to get some more information.
Yes, we have fact sheets specifically on controlling Italian ryegrass, so there's some additional resources there that we can share.
All right, thanks, Misha. Misha Manuchehri, OSU Extension Weed Specialist here at Oklahoma State University. And if you'd like a link to the fact sheet she talked about, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.